Hey everyone, just wanted to take a few minutes to explain what you need to do to complete Project Part 3. You have spent quite a few weeks choosing a topic, narrowing your focus, coming up with your thesis statement, conducting your research, and it's now time to put it all together and write a rough draft of your research essay. Right? Remember, it is in APA format. Make sure you have all the elements of APA style. Title page formatted correctly, running head formatted correctly, an abstract on page 2 that you've double spaced everything, you've got the right kind of font style and size, you don't have extra spaces. Do your best to make sure it is in proper APA format. Remember, we're shooting for 4 to 5 pages in length, not including title page and references page and the abstract page. 4 to 5 pages of actual essay. If it ends up being closer to that 4-page mark, it's probably okay. You don't want to go much over 5, right? So that's just a good ballpark range to shoot for. If you're not there, if you type up your rough draft and you're not at 4 to 5 pages, submit it, get my feedback on it. We'll see if it might be perfectly fine at the length it's at. Or we'll see if there's anything that needs to be added to the essay. But use that as a good range to aim for. 4 to 5 pages, double spaced, right? 4 to 5 pages of actual essay, not including title page, abstract, and references page, right? Remember too, that you need 3 to 5 sources for this essay, one of which should touch on some sort of opposing viewpoint or something that contradicts what you are putting out in the essay, right? Remember that it is an essay. We'll go through all the elements of, basic essay elements here in just a moment, but it is an essay, right? Remember, it is worth 25 points, right? I will give you feedback on it. You have to get my feedback before revising and turning in the final draft for Project Part 4, right? Okay. I've also included a bulleted list in the instructions here under the submission requirements. Pay attention to this bulleted list, right? It should be typed and double spaced in the appropriate font, should adhere to APA style guidelines, including the cover page, proper running head and page numbers, etc. Should begin with a solid introduction that grabs your reader's attention, introduces your topic, and ends with your claim or thesis statement. You should have several main points that you will discuss in order to support your thesis statement. Each of those main points should be explored in as many paragraphs as necessary. So remember, a paragraph contains one idea. If you switch to a new idea, even if it's building on the same main point that you're making, you switch to a new paragraph. Just because you're talking about your first main point doesn't mean you have to do it in one paragraph. One main point can take several paragraphs to fully explore and develop. This isn't your 5-paragraph, high school essay. This is a college-level academic research essay. So you might need multiple paragraphs to talk about your main ideas in the essay, right? Each paragraph should have a transitional topic sentence that introduces the main idea of that paragraph. Each paragraph should be fully developed, perhaps with the use of sources. You might not use a source in every single paragraph of your essay, right? But certainly each paragraph should be fully developed with your ideas and explanations. Each paragraph should have a concluding sentence that wraps up that paragraph's main point. The essay should end with a fully developed concluding paragraph that not only reminds us of your original claim or thesis statement and the main points, but should also leave us with the feeling that we've come full circle with, and that our questions have been answered through the body of the essay, and it should give us something to think about. The essay should use source material from at least 3 to 5 sources, with at least one of those sources providing information on the opposition or some sort of contradictory aspect of your topic. Any information obtained from a source must be cited with a proper APA parenthetical citation, that goes in parentheses. Failure to do so constitutes plagiarism and could result in a failing grade. This is the rough draft, so it probably would not result in a failing grade. But it would definitely be marked, made note of, and you would be expected to fix it. If it's still there when you turn in the final draft, then it will result in a failing grade. So remember, citing your sources, providing those parenthetical citations every time you use information from a source, whether you have summarized it, paraphrased it, or used a direct quote with quotation marks. Just because you've put the quotation marks to let us know it's word for word from your source, that doesn't mean you get to forget about the citation. You still have to have the citation every time, right? So any source that you use in the body of the essay has to appear on your references page. Any source that's listed on your references page must be used and cited at least once in the body of the essay. They should match up. There should not be a source that I see cited in your essay and then not be able to find the entry on the reference page. That's a no-no. There should not be an entry on your reference page that I can't find a citation for where you've used material from that source in the essay. That's also a no-no. Make sure everything matches up. Alright? Make sure that you are writing in a academic manner, right? So you must have a certain level of appropriateness to your tone, your voice, your formality. Make sure it's appropriate for a college level course. Try to adhere to proper spelling and grammar and sentence mechanics as much as you can. Use the spell check and the grammar checks to your advantage. Proofread it yourself before you submit it. Maybe ask someone else to proofread it for you as well. And remember, proofreading, those are the small details. And finally, remember, I will be running the rough drafts through a plagiarism checker. So be sure that the essay you submit is 100% yours. Obviously, if you have used source information, that part is not 100% yours, but as long as you have provided the citation, you're fine. Everything else should be your ideas and words. Okay? Alright, so if you have any questions, let me know. If you run into any technical difficulties, let me know. Otherwise, just do your best. Try to give me as complete a draft as you can, because the more feedback and suggestions you get from me now, the better your chances of turning in a high-scoring final draft for Project Part 4. Okay? But this is a rough draft. The whole point is to get my feedback. So you got to get it done, you got to turn it in, but just know that your final grade is not resting on this draft. You have not only the opportunity to revise it, but the expectation is to revise it. Okay? Alright, good luck, and I cannot wait to read what you guys submit.